Okay, what's up, Pisces? What is up? I'm all up in your space again. I am back to read for your June. Um, as you can see, I'm feeling rather Leo-ish today. And I'm just really, really happy today. I don't know why, but who needs a reason to be happy, right? Like, you're supposed to be happy. So, and of course, Pisces always makes me extra. I don't know. But I mean, I don't have to explain myself, do I? Do I? All right. So what's been going on, Pisces? I mean, is there anything new happening? Don't mind the hair; it's doing its own thing today. Um, don't mind the mane. The lion's mane does what it wants. Okay. All right. So we're just gonna go ahead and start, and you already know how we do this. This is hold on. Let me turn this off because I really don't want this like interfering. Okay. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna start your reading. I'm so sorry. Oh, we have the Tarot card in reverse, Eight of Wands in reverse, Knave of Pentacles. All right. So for some of you guys, I have a feeling this is gonna go towards the career, work type of area in your life. I mean that could be school. If you're in school. So we're just gonna see what's popping. We're gonna see what's coming out. Literally, what's popping. We're gonna wait till something pops out. But yeah, what's been going on? What has been going on with Pisces? My Pisces. Now, the Pisces that I do know, I do actually have a lot of Pisces in my life, and I didn't realize it until recently. Yeah, but the ones that I do know, they're going through it. I'm not gonna lie. Um, everything is temporary though, so we're gonna get through this together. All right, I saw you pop. I saw you pop. All right, you guys. So let's see what's been going on for you guys in the most recent past, so I can just see where everything kind of not what the problem is, but let's just see where all the conflicting era stuff is happening. All right. So we have Nine of Swords in reverse. So this is something where you're not necessarily stressing over it, but this could be like trying to create conflicts, or you feel like drama is just there when really it's not, and it's all in your head. And it's kind of like you're not doing it on purpose, but this can be super like Lifetime movies. You know how they're like super dramatic and super this and super that, and then it turns out to be good at the end. That's not how real life works. If stuff is really just going bad, you don't need to be a part of it. Or if you're but the key with the Nine of Swords in reverse is that you're usually making these things up for yourself. So kind of like creating a problem and conjuring up these energies that's not really there. But I mean, it's not that you are creating it on purpose, but sometimes you can be. So again, if there's something that's going on, make sure that you're not creating conflicts in your head first, if that makes any sense. Like, don't just create problems that aren't even really there. Really check and see what's happening. And I know for Pisces, that's kind of like your whole life. Like, you just have to like check and see if things are real, because I know your life is trippy as hell. Like, I'm sure you have trippy moments all the time, and I'm sure sometimes if you're not balanced, you'll just be stuck in space somewhere. You know what I mean? So really check back and make sure you're reflecting and making sure that you aren't just like creating things or pulling things from thin air and being like, oh my gosh, this is a problem. Because when you do that, it does kind of conjure up and it becomes a problem. You know what I mean? All right, so then after that, we have the Two of Swords here. And this is really about, this is a need to just settle down. And like I said, visualizing and meditating, because you're creating some type of problem here. That isn't necessarily there, And so this card here is all about that. It's all about like getting to the bottom of it, figuring out what's going on, and kind of like distancing yourself from the things that you feel are the problems in the first place, so that you can see, if you're tripping, if you're not. And I feel like with Pisces, you have to do that. Like, you have to check yourself and make sure you're not tripping out. Because sometimes just naturally you guys can be trippy as fuck, okay? And that's like, I'm here for it. I'm here for that. But I just don't want that to become a weakness for you. Like, that should be your strength, that you're able to kind of like, you're trippy, like, and I think that's why I love Pisces so much. And my Jupiter is in Pisces. I don't know how to say it. My Pisces is in Jupiter. I don't know. So you guys make me real happy, and like, my expansion comes with all that trippy stuff. Like, when I get into all of that stuff, then I level up in a way. You know what I mean? So I'm here for it, but just make sure you're checking back with reality. Like, a reality check is needed for you guys, okay? For sure. And then after that, we have the Lovers card in reverse. Okay, so this is obviously, this could be a Gemini that you're dealing with all of these like mental things that you keep thinking about. This could also just be the energy of a Gemini, like kind of going back and forth. And I'm a Gemini rising, so I understand, trust me, if you are going through that. Or it could just be as plain as it is. You know, your love life is not how you want it to be. It's not how you want it to be in a way that it could be what you wanted, but at the same time you could be creating problems that aren't there. So if for example, you could be jumping the gun, or jumping to conclusions that aren't even necessary. And I'm not saying that you're wrong. You could be onto something, but maybe the thing that you're focusing on isn't where the problem is. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, let's see. Now we're gonna see what's going on currently. Sorry, you guys. I've been drinking a lot of tea, and it's been really like detoxing my body. So I've been, I don't know, sniffly and but it's all good. It's all good. I'm sorry. I just got off topic. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we're gonna go straight into this present energy for June. So what can be expected for the beginning of June? And I'm super excited to see what's going on for you guys. Obviously, we're gonna be going in Cancer season. Hold on, let me get this card. Ugh. Oh my god, I can't reach it. Help me. Okay. Alright. I am just off the wall today. You guys are going to get to see how I really am though, okay? So, enjoy. Okay, so to start off for your beginning of June, we have the Ten of Wands, okay? So, I don't necessarily see this card as bad, but it can be, especially for someone who isn't balanced or isn't grounded or is consumed with stuff that they don't need to be consumed with. This card is all about having too many things, too many responsibilities, and they're starting to become a burden on your soul. And it may not be as deep as that. You know, it could just be simply you have a lot going on, and you need to make sure you're not being distracted. And I say that because we have the Ace of Swords here too, and it's kind of just like, you know, again with I'm sorry, I keep going back and forth. But again, like, this Two of Swords energy is about sitting down and kind of like seeing what is really there, you know, not physically what's there, but like what is really bothering you, like what we have to get to the bottom of it. But in order to do that as a Pisces, you need to have a reality check for yourself, right? And so the Ace of Swords is really just about like slicing through the distraction and figuring out what needs to be there and what doesn't, because, you know, starting off you have too much responsibilities, and this could be in work, this can be your love life, this could be financial things that you're just worried about, or it could be all of the above, and that's why there's too many responsibilities and there's too much on your mind. But in addition to that, a lot of it is not even really there, so you have to remember that, like, you have all complete control over what's in your life, okay? And you have control over what stays and what goes, and that's no matter what. That's every sign, you know what I'm saying? So you have to be in charge. And, you know, this Ace of Swords, this could be information coming in, this could be a wake-up call, and I really feel like there's a feeling of that. Like, there's a reality check coming for you guys if you don't do it yourself. So I would advise you to try to do it yourself so that universe doesn't have to do it, because at the bottom of the deck when I was first shuffling, or after I finished pulling for the past energy, I saw the Tower card and it was in reverse. So I would, to me, that's a sign like you guys need to try to get that together, or universe is going to be like, okay, well, we got this. We're going to take care of that, okay, Pisces? And I don't want that to happen. But if it will help and it'll help you get to the point you need to be in, then shit, so be it. Like, let's just make it happen. But I would prefer for you to do it so that you don't have to let go of something that you don't want to. Only if you're balanced and you know, and you're in a good state of mind. So don't just do it if you, like, make good decisions. You guys must be really all over the place, because I'm really feeling that right now. Like, and I guess it makes sense, you know, you have the Nine of Swords here and you have the Ten of Wands here, so you're really consumed, but I feel like it's just like boom, 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 boom. Like, everything is just happening at one time, and you're trying to decipher, but then in the midst of that, you're creating more problems in your head, because you're like, okay, what if this goes wrong? What if this goes wrong? And honestly, that's not a terrible place to be in, because you can control that and morph it into, like, creative energy instead of like, oh my gosh, this is going to go wrong, this is going to go wrong. Use that same energy and create things and mold things into a way that is perfect for you. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Okay. And so then after that, we have the Eight of Wands here in reverse. So this is like, to me, when I see this card, this is like misinformation. Like, you're missing the bigger picture. Like, we're sending signs, you're missing it. And again, with that Tower card that I did see, I really think that if you don't get this together by the middle of June, like if you don't decipher what's going on, if you don't figure out the red flags, I really feel like the Tower card is going to come in and give you that reality check. Like, we need you to stay here, okay, Pisces? We need you to really be focused on what you need to do. We need you to be focused on what's actually happening, not what you feel like or what you're conjuring up in your head, but what is actually happening in front of you. What is happening? Once you figure that out, then your job is to, also figure out how to get rid of it if it's not serving you. Okay? All right, so let's see. For future energy, it'll be, well, should I call it future? Excuse me. The next 3 cards that I pull for, they're going to be more like cautionary, like what to look out for in this time, in the 1st through the 15th of June, okay? So cautionary cards. Cautionary cards for Pisces. Ooh. Too many came out, so I'm going to keep shuffling. Oh my god. Alrighty. So I'm seeing Temperance here. Okay, but the cards that actually came out, ooh, all reversed too, and they're big energy cards. So okay, let's get this cautionary stuff happening. Okay, so to start off, we have the Knave of Cups in reverse. Okay, so this, to me, as a sign, this is saying either a water sign. This could be you. Obviously, this could be you. Or Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. But this could be you. Okay, this person, he's not. Let's see. He's like negative. This is like a time where you're not confident about your love life or not confident in your emotional stability. In all ways. Okay, and this is like. Almost like you could be prohibiting it because all of his confidence comes from himself. And so really he's like self-efficient when it comes to things like that. And I feel like because you're so consumed with everything that's going on, you're doing this to yourself. You're like not confident because you're over here thinking about things that aren't really happening. And it's causing you to feel less confident in your stance emotionally. And even if this isn't dealing with anything else in your life, when you're not stable emotionally, especially as a water sign, your whole life is going to be weird. It's just going to be like just tense, like a tight feeling, like restriction. And that's not how you're supposed to be. Your water is supposed to flow. You know what I mean? So I feel like you should be careful with this. And this one came right under the burdens and creating problems in your head. So I also feel like a lot of your stability, in order to become like this, I think a part of it is going to be you having to let go of certain things, like let go of insecurities, because sometimes that's what makes that 9 of Swords energy, like where you're creating problems that aren't even there. Also, make sure you're letting go of things that are not serving you. And this can, like, it's not just about getting something out of it, but if you're giving and you're not getting that 50% back, then something is wrong. And that's in all parts of life, you know what I mean? Because no matter what's going on, you should be receiving something if you're giving something. Like that's in just plain life, like when you want something from the store, you pay and you get it, right? Like that's giving and receiving. Giving money to receive something. There has to be a service, and then a reward with it. So make sure in your life, if it's just that clear. Like if you're in something that's not serving you, or if you're in a situation where you feel like you're not getting your end of the cut, make sure that it's real first. Make sure you're not just making that up in your head. Make sure it's reality based, and then move on from it. Like use this energy. This is in the center of your spread. This is what you need to be focused on. Distraction, getting away from distraction and focusing on your goals and the things that you actually want. You also have the Star card in reverse, and this could be an Aquarius that you're dealing with in your life, or it could just be that simply you're not getting what you want out of life because you're not cutting through the distraction. You're not sitting down and you're not doing that reality check with yourself like you should be doing. And like I said, Pisces, I feel like you should be doing this more often, just in general, just because you guys have the ability to just be so trippy and out there, and that's what makes you guys so beautiful. But at the same time, you can create these lives for other people and also yourself that just aren't real. And sometimes that can be hurtful for another person if they want something with you and you're creating this lifestyle for them in your head, but you're not doing it, you know? Or just for you, you could be thinking or just seeing the good in them only and then realizing, I'm not getting anything out of this. Like, everything I'm getting from this is just things that I have in my head, you know? So make sure that, like, in reality, things are actually going the way that, and I can't stress that enough. Make sure your reality is not a facade, okay? And then lastly, we have the Hierophant in reverse. So again, this could be an Aries. I usually associate this with Aries, but I have heard people say this is like a Taurus energy type of thing too. But nonetheless, this is about not committing, or this is about someone being a dictator or taking their authority and manipulating you. This could be you, because Pisces can do this whenever they're not balanced, because you guys have the ability to create these extravagant things in your head for other people too. Like you can create and paint this picture of what we can have together, but then in reality it's like, but that's not what, this isn't what, you know, this isn't what's really happening, you know, just kind of being in la la land. But this could also be someone around you who is dictating everything around you, and it's causing you to not see the red flags. It's causing you to have an unbalanced type of like relationship with them, whether it's love related or just platonic, you know what I mean? And you're just not seeing it. So make sure you're taking the time to really look at all of that. And then let's see, I'm gonna do some clarification for, I think we don't need to do any clarification because all the cards are really like clear. I will say though that in your first 2 weeks of June, you're gonna need to do some action, because there is 2 fire cards, these 2 cards here. But your action is really just getting rid of things. So you don't have to do too much moving around and stuff. But for some of you, it may be that way. But also the main point of right now that you need to focus on is figure out what's a distraction and figure out what's actually beneficial for you. And again, with that reality check, like you can't just sit and let your world create itself if you're unbalanced. And I feel like you guys are, because I feel like this is you. So make sure you're channeling, not channeling, what? Make sure you're really just being balanced on like your emotional life and your because your emotional life is going to translate into everything else. It's going to trickle down. So make sure you're discarding things that don't belong, whether it's family, friends, or you know, whatever it is. Yeah. So now we're going to just go straight into this deck here, the Zodiac Oracle deck, and this is going to just really give me a better basis of the energy for the first 2 weeks of June, so the 1st to the 15th. Let's see. We'll have, I don't know, is it, anyways, sorry, I'm thinking too much. But I feel like this is what's going on with you guys. You guys are like really, really stuck in your heads right now, and it can be good, but I mean, come on, like we can't get lost in the waters or lost in space or la la land. At least not right now, because there's too many things that you have that you need to get rid of, okay? So it doesn't mean that you can't go back to that, but you have to do that only once you ground yourself. And we got Earth that came out, okay? So in this deck, when we have elements, this says that there could be Earth signs around you in the situation. So let's see, all the Earth signs: Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. They could be in your situation, or this could be saying, in order to solve this problem that's happening here, down here, or in order to really have that resolution, you have to be become more Earth-like. So that means you need to become more practical. Look at what's actually in front of you physically. Like come back down to Earth, okay, Pisces? And just look at it for what it is. And then once you deal with it, you can go back to La La Land, okay? You just have to take care of this business now. This business now. And then after that, I really feel like everything's gonna go smooth. I'm not too worried about it because I feel like, I guess I'm not worried about it because I know this is just up to you. You literally just have to come back down to Earth, figure out what's a distraction and what's not, get rid of it, and then you can go on about your happy Pisces life, okay? And it's going to be fine. Like, it's going to be fine because you have all the control in this. There's nobody here that's really doing anything. The only problem that I would say is, one, you're missing the signs because you're not in reality right now. You have to come back down just for now, okay? And I know this Cancer season is going to be kind of crazy because, you know, Well, not crazy. Actually, it probably will go really well because, you know, Cancer is a sister sign for you. So you could be feeling, you know, more based in, you could be feeling normal because it's a water type of energy, but at the same time, your normal is not being on Earth. So you need to be on Earth right now, and that's why this came out. Does that make sense? Um, and then also, what else? I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah, and make sure you're not creating problems that aren't really there. Be very practical. Practical. Look at things like physically and say, okay, this is what's the problem. This is what's not the problem. Don't sit and complain about it. Don't sit and like wallow in your tears. Like we don't have time for that. You know, like we have too much fun that we could be having. So that's what I'm saying. Like make sure you're looking at things for what they are. Don't complain and figure out how to get over it. Like we're not gonna just sit and talk about it and just, you know, like no, we don't have time for that. So yeah, this is all mind training for you. Come back down to reality. Look at things for what they are. Have reality check, and then you can go back to La La Land. Okay, you gotta do some homework first, and then you can go enjoy your summer. All right. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, if you need stones that are good for that, obviously clear quartz is good for just clearing the energy and just kind of seeing things for what they are. And then hematite. Well, I like hematite. I've worked with it a little bit more. It's one of my newer stones. And I'll probably make a video on it just so you can figure out more about it. But this is really going to get you to come back down to earth and kind of be in tune with your flesh, your body, okay? Like when you cut this is iron, and it's pretty much oxidized iron when you cut it. So it represents, to me, it represents like the flesh, the body, and it keeps you focused. Like it brings you back down to earth, and like by the weight of it, it's really like heavy, you know? So it brings you back down to earth, and I think that's what you need right now. You need to be focused on what's actually happening. And have a reality check for yourself. You can also use black obsidian. The problem with black obsidian, though, it really shows you what you need to work on, and sometimes it's really painful. So I would advise you to get hematite, because black obsidian is gonna make you want to cry. Not gonna lie, like true facts. Okay, not to say it's a bad stone, but if you're not, I use this stone when I really, really need some healing, or really like there's just something that's off and it's been happening for a long time. This really like puts it in your face, like this is the issue, work with it now, you know? So this is more of like, okay, we're gonna come back down to earth, and we're also gonna help you focus. That's all it does, okay? So yes, you guys, I think that's it. I am love from a Leo, and if I'm not your favorite Leo, one day I will be. And until the next video, I will see you very soon, Pisces. Adios.